from the Paris Panthers, Yoli Mitilineo and Gregory Watley now put themselves in pole position for tomorrow's second round of Global Champions League. They are the team to catch. They are the team that is hunting the top prize of winning the GCL in London come the end of the weekend and making up huge ground in the championship standings, making a top four a real reality and cashing in on maximum points. Let's take you back to those two rounds from Mitilineo and Watley to show you just how good and why and where the Paris Panthers found themselves in the leading position. Well, as mentioned, first out the gate, Yoli Mitilineo coming out on her 11-year-old stallion and jumping a very, very impressive clear. This under-25 rider continues to shine for the Paris Panthers and continues to impress as she now comes over the final line for absolute perfection. Clear for her in a time of 76.81, opening up the door for Gregory Watley to follow on Ironman, his 14-year-old stallion. And after having seen his teammate do it, well, then that means that he had to go on and follow suit. So Gregory Watley and Paris Panthers delivering another important clear to give them a double clear and to do so in a lightning fast time. Sensational, shaving off 3 seconds from the New York Empire time. And you can see firmly appreciated by Rob Hoekstra in the kiss and cry. What a turnaround of a season this has been for this Paris Panthers side, who looked to be all full of potential at the start of the season, had some real wobbles and now are coming back incredibly strong. Talking about coming back incredibly strong, perhaps coming back into the championship race is that of the Berlin Eagles, powered by Fundis Reisport, because the Berlin Eagles, coming into today's encounter, knew that they had to keep the pressure on the Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M. Christian Kukuk and Mumbai, the first out the gate. A clear in 76-72, and then Philip Weishout on Kobe. What a trusted pairing this has been for 2022. And much like John Whittaker had just done previously for Falcons United, Christian Kukuk delivered a clear and Philip Weishout delivering a clear as well at the time, giving them a provisional lead, a lead that they weren't able to hold on to. But from a championship point of view, they will know exactly just how and why that clear is so crucially important. What makes that double clear even more important was the performance of Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M, that followed. I believe that we have Lily Atwood standing by, and we find out exactly how she feels following her tough day today that saw her come in with a score of 25 penalties. Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M, overnight on 29.
Well, today didn't really go to plan. My mare was just probably not, mentally there. I think she's in season, but, tomorrow's a new day. I don't have too much to say about today.
Can you try to explain what happened?
The mare's in season, and she's just dragging me a lot to the bottom of the jump, and it just made it difficult to allow her some space. And she was just then getting a bit worried, and, it just didn't fall into place today, unfortunately.
Is this crucial for the championship, you think?
I think, it's definitely not ideal, but we have a good few points margin between seconds, so I think one show, hopefully, we can have a bad show.
Do you think you can repair tomorrow?
I hope so. I have a different horse jumping tomorrow, and he's feeling great today in the first class, so I definitely will try.
So now get over it tonight, and tomorrow a fresh start.
Yeah, exactly. We'll try our best.
And what did Oliver say?
He said, it happens. This show jumping, you can't win every day, so, he's been really great about it.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, no, he's very supportive.
Another question, what do you think about the home event?
It's amazing to be back on home soil. I love this show. It's, it's beautiful, really near my home, so, yeah, it's great to be here.
And a lot of family and friends here today to support you?
Yeah, my mum, my stepsister, and then more people coming tomorrow also.
So that's extra comfort in these difficult times.
Yeah, and hopefully I can impress them a bit more tomorrow.
So despite her score of 25 points, Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M, coming to 29, it seems as if Olivia Philippart has been and remains incredibly supportive. Lily Atwood calls it not ideal, but reminds us that they do have a 30-point lead. However, we need to remind you that if you were to go back to the same stage in 2021, Falcons United were absolutely cruising. And in that combination, there was an Alberto Zorzi retire, and that blew the championship wide open. And I wonder if and when, how far down Stockholm Hearts finish at the end of the weekend, we will see that 30-point lead be eaten into by the likes of the Berlin Eagles and perhaps even Prague Lions as well, despite them being on an overnight score now of 8. Let's show you then how the Prague Lions find themselves on that score. Peter de Vos on NASCAR, his 9-year-old, coming out first for the team, looking very, very sharp, and only right at the end seeing a offense go down. 4 penalties for him, frustratingly, and you can see the heartbreak along his face, of course. Followed then Niels Bruynseels on Matador, the 10-year-old, coming through with a score of 4 as well, taking the Prague Lions to an overall score of 8 penalties and putting the team, who currently finds themselves in 3rd place on the overall championship standings, perhaps in a slightly worse off position that they would have liked. 2 very experienced riders, 4 penalties apiece, 8 for the team, and they now find themselves sliding down the provisional standings. Now, Madrid Emotion as well, just behind them in 4th place, in fact, have been sensational in 2022 for most parts, especially with those podium finishes. We know Jack Whittaker jumping at home on his 13-year-old stallion and delivering a very impressive clear. We spoke to fans at the start of the afternoon who reminded us that Jack Whittaker was going to be one of the riders that they would be keeping a very close eye on. He delivered a clear. Michael van der Vleuten, who then followed on El Wiki, coming home in 4 penalties. It takes Madrid Emotion to an overnight score of 4, and they too will be looking to try and keep themselves in place with that top 4, keep themselves in the hunt, knowing that the GCL Super Cup top 4 is incredibly crucial as we get closer and closer to Prague. For now, though, we take a quick break and we return here on GCTV. We continue to look back at what took place in GCL Round 1 in London. Stay with us.
I've been in partnership with Lamisel since more than 20 years. With the V22 boots, I feel extra confidence in the ring because I know my horses have the best protection. Lamisel cares about small details, what makes a huge difference in my performance. Sometimes the difference between winning or losing a Grand Prix is a fraction of a second. And I need to have trust in my horse's gear to make it happen.
Lamisel. The future is green.
The city that never sleeps. The biggest show-jumping circuits are coming to New York. Right across the Statue of Liberty, surrounded by the amazing Manhattan skyline. Teams and riders will battle for the championship titles with the world's best horses. For the penultimate showdown of the season. New York, from the 23rd to the 25th of September, on the Governor's Island.
Welcome back to GCTV. If you're just joining us, you have missed a great afternoon of show jumping as the Paris Panthers now have put themselves into pole position. Yoli Mitilineo and Gregory Watley, the 2 best double clears of the afternoon, puts them in pole position and puts them in the best position to find themselves victors of London 2022. But there are a handful of teams on double clears behind them that will be keeping the pressure on the Paris Panthers. The likes of Miami Celtics, who may have produced the best impressive surprise of the afternoon. Jessica Springsteen, the first out on Hungry Heart, the 10-year-old, coming through today and delivering a very, very strong clear. Jessica Springsteen, always great to have her on the Global Champions League stage, performing once again for the Miami Celtics, celebrated and applauded by the fans in London. And that was then replicated by Michael G. Duffy and Klitschko, still just 9 years of age, but his go-to horse for 2022. Michael Duffy finishing in a clear as well. And along with the clear of Jessica Springsteen, Miami Celtics find themselves in a very strong position and can really flex their muscle and try and keep the pressure on the teams around them on double clear. But, of course, as we said, it is not just about the Paris Panthers. It is not just about Miami Celtics, because the 2021 winners in London, the Shanghai Swans, have done it once again. They found themselves in a very strong position this weekend more on a double clear. Christian Elman and Mandato coming out first for the team. This anchor men for the team. The spine of the Shanghai Swans. Once again, Christian Elman delivering a clear. Max Kuna then following through on EIC Coriolis, and he too delivered a clear. And you could see that the approach from Max Kuna was slightly conservative. He knew that a clear was more important than the time. He did not race to try and be the fastest double clear. Instead, he aimed for the clear. He got the clear, and you can see the high fives from the team. They now know how important that is, and they know that they could go on to double up, win back-to-back victories in London from 2021 to now 2022. But they will have a handful of teams that they will need to improve on and beat at the end of the weekend. Let's show you how it stands now going into Global Champions League Round 2. Here are the standings. Those top 5 teams all on double clear. And from a championship point of view, the fact that the Berlin Eagles are there, while the Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M, are down to 15th, the team, powered by Fundis Reichsport, will be delighted to be on a double clear, along with Miami, Shanghai, New York as well. Bottom half of the table, there is the big surprise of Stockholm Hearts down in 15th. Hamburg Giants continue to lose ground. And Saint-Tropez Pirates on 9. Prague Lions in 10th as they lose some ground as well, just behind the Rome Gladiators. But Falcons Vaart United were the very first team out the gate. And in fact, John Whittaker was the first man to produce a clear this afternoon after the time fault from Edwina Tops-Alexander just before him. We caught up with John Whittaker after his round to get his thoughts of being back in London and producing a clear.
Yeah, it was good, unique. He was on really good form today. Jumped very good, felt good, fresh and happy, and had a really good feeling.
Tell us about this event in London. Do you feel it's like your home venue?
Yeah, obviously it's nice to go well in your own country. In London, I think it's a great event. It's a really good setting here in Chelsea, and yeah, it's great to do well in your own shows.
Many family and friends?
Yes. Well, I think there's 4 family competing, and then there's all the rest: wife, children, sisters.
How is it that there are 4 Whittakers competing in the same event?
Yeah, because there are a lot of us. Basically, we're a big family, and yeah, so we like this event, and it's good to have 4 of us here. Yeah.
Is there a little rivalry?
Yeah. Yeah, we try to beat each other. We don't hold back. If my brother or my niece or nephew is in the lead, I try even harder to beat them, and they try to beat me also, it has to be like that.
Can you tell us something for tomorrow? You think you've set a good target?
Yeah, well, there's a long way to go yet today, but we were very good, so hopefully we'll see when it finishes. But we're looking good, and try and do the same again tomorrow.
5 clears in GCL round 1 could have so easily have been 6 for Falcons Vaart United, despite that one time fault from Edwina Tops-Alexander, unfortunately denying the defending champions the opportunity to be the 6th team on double clear. How will it jump tomorrow? How will it play out come the end of the GCL round 2 in London? We'll find out right here on GCTV. So please stay with us throughout the rest of the weekend as we head to Super Saturday, not just for round 2 of the Global Champions League, but of course for the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix as well. That will be the venue tomorrow. Stay with us, and we're back again tomorrow here on GCTV for Super Saturday. Good night.